this credit goes to Julia for pointing out something that I completely missed. And this is always the issue when you have a long statement. For example, Daniel wrote to Criming Shame about, he wrote a lot of stuff. And the more you write, the less you say, except there are points and there are parts where you do say something. And the one part about Officer Oliver is highly significant, in my opinion. Highly significant. And it's also easy to miss, which is why I remembered it and said, I need to look at this again. That is why I prioritize. And I use the pledge system to get me to where I need to be right now, no matter how long a statement is. But I always remember the sensitive areas. And sensitivities, we don't necessarily need to categorize it as avoidance, leakage, anything like that. It's a huge part of intention detection, of course. But the important thing is there are going to be statements throughout, um, small statements you are throughout big statements, and the small ones are actually the significant ones, right? You can write 3 pages worth of stuff. Oh, I'm using the number three now, right? Yeah, of course, because I'm making it up. I'm keeping it very general. You can come up with 3 or 4 pages, right? And write a huge statement. You repeat what you've said. There is something in there, but there are 2 or 3 sentences that tell you a lot of things you haven't known before. And what he told us was the significance that Officer Oliver gave him green light, means he can drive straight to the right area. And remember when he talked about being ahead of the drones and the helicopters? Remember that part? Now we know why. He had to beat them to it. He had to get near the pipeline where he already dropped something, where he already left evidence behind, and he had to make sure there wasn't any more because he was there in the middle of the night and it was dark. So during daylight, he figured I need to be there quickly and I need to remove. And you know what? I need my friends there too. All these dudes that share my hobbies, they all hate police. They know how to stay quiet. That's a big thing there, right? You don't want to talk about your general activity on an everyday basis. You don't want police to know anything about you. And these guys, when they say, I don't know nothing, yes, it's a double negative. And yes, you're right. It's code for saying, I ain't going to tell you anything. I ain't going to talk to police. I don't care what it is. Malaya has the same mentality. These people, and you look at what Malaya's dad says, I'm a tracker baby. He doesn't say, well, let's help the police, let's see what. No, he doesn't care about that. People from certain walks of life tend to take matters into their own hands. They take care of somebody who hurt their own. They take care of, they do it their way. And like you've said, people have disappeared all the time. There was a disappearance there, 20 years ago? Who knows what all played a role in that? Who all knows exactly what happened but never told the police a damn thing? I wouldn't be surprised if if Earl Martell, or maybe Janie, or maybe her brother Ron know exactly what happened, right? But these types of people, they don't talk to the cops. They don't want the cops around. You see, whatever they're doing there in the out in the boonies, far away from nosy neighbors, nosy middle class neighbors, so to speak, right? People who, you know, some people that don't have really anything exciting to do, and they watch their neighbors and they report on their neighbors and they gossip and they talk and they repeat and they, you know, no, these people enjoy the fact that they can do whatever they want out there on their own properties. And even if they don't have a dollar in the pocket, They still live on their family properties. Somebody's trying to sell one of them now. Yeah, cash flow is tight, right? So they have to stick together now. They don't want Daniel to be out and about, hustling and bustling, and now he's cut off welfare. He's losing a lot of. They don't want him to get too much attention in a negative manner. They don't want him to struggle and show his face everywhere, and who knows what else can happen, right? So they are very much okay. We stay on our properties. Police is not coming on here, and we have to lay low. So I wanted to read a little bit more. Of course, the Officer Oliver part is very important. I meet mom at the top of the hill when driving back. Okay, he drove back. Got it. On my way back, I said I got back RC. Okay, look. I returned to the house, and when I got back, RC and P were walking down the driveway to see my layer. It took RC and P 12 minutes to arrive on site. So, why is that important? Did they come sooner than you expected? And is that a problem to you? What else were you going to do? So, my question is, when he left, where did he go? Of course, I've previously stated he wanted to avoid police as much as possible. But did he already go down the pipeline? Did he already head down that area? Did he already see if there was something? Where exactly did he go? RCMP were parked in a driveway, so I parked next to the marsh in a little driveway area next to the house on the left, looking in, facing the driveway. The house, why did. He is explaining to us that why he didn't park in a driveway. So he went into a little driveway area. What, was there no space? We looked at the map before. We looked at the picture, right? Was there no space anywhere for you to also drive there and park there somewhere? How many cars were there from the RCMP? I don't know. It looks to me like there's a lot of spaces to park. Somewhere around here, anywhere around here.
Nobody's
I mean,
home right now. Must be.
so guys, to me, it looks like he was definitely avoiding contact with law enforcement. And remember, when they talked about Malaya shouldn't leave the house in case the kids come back, they said nothing about Daniel. Daniel did not want contact with police. So he drove to a neighbor's house, right? What did you do? Did you wait a few minutes? Did you clean up a little? He did not want to be seen arriving. Where were you? What did your vehicle look like? Was there anything that you were worried about that maybe cops would ask you, where have you been? What is this? Let me take tire tracks. Let me do. It seems like he purposefully avoided police as much as he could, and he decided not to drive down there, but walk there. He states, I meet mom at the top of the hill when driving back. Who drove? You drove? The road can only be accessed farther by 80. On my way back, I said, I met mom, okay. I returned to the house, and when I got back, RCMP were walking down the driveway to see my layer. It took RCMP 12 minutes to arrive on site. I think they were there a lot faster than he expected. And the reason they were there so fast was because a kayaker had gone missing. But that is not something that Daniel knew. So he and his buddies, I'm pretty sure, know exactly around how long it'll take RCMP to arrive from wherever they are stationed. I don't know. Is it 40 minutes maybe? Who knows? But the 12-minute part is very sensitive to him. And I do believe, and of course, when he said, I got to be ahead of he needs to be ahead. He had stuff to do. He had stuff to take care of and stuff to clean up. So the cops surprised him by being there so quickly. Oh shit, police is there already. He drove to the house. He returned to the house. They were walking down the driveway, and that was a problem. He was not ready to face them yet. To see Malaya, they were there to see Malaya. He said they were there to see Malaya, not him. And he wanted to keep it like that. That's your job. You handle it. You tell them what we already scripted. You tell them exactly what we came up with. But he is the one that needed to hide. RCMP were parked in a driveway, so are parked next. I'm sure you could have found a space to park there somewhere. A little driveway area, even a small. You found a place, even a small place to park, as long as it is not there by the house. Next to the house on the left, looking in, facing the driveway. So, did you sit there for a while and watch them to see what they are doing, to see what they are up to? The fact that he is mentioning it means that this sticks to his experiential memory. Oh shit, what am I gonna do? Okay, act natural, Daniel. Act natural, act natural. Don't freak out, Daniel. Don't freak out. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. I jumped out of the SUV. So when he talks about jumping, he is faking urgency. He is trying to tell us that he was very urgent. Well, maybe he was at that particular moment, sure. But what is important is that he didn't just go up there, park next to them, say, hey guys, I'm Daniel Martel, I'm the stepfather of the children, how can I help you guys? No, he had his own plan, people. And his plan was already in place. But it got interrupted by how fast RCMP got there. So yes, he panicked. I jumped out of the SUV, then proceeded towards the woods. He wanted to avoid police. He wanted to go straight to the woods, and I believe he was going to head towards the pipeline area. He knew at least where he was going to go, but he wanted to walk there and not be seen going straight to the pipeline area. Because then police could have said, what the hell are you doing here? Who are you? Uh-oh, this guy, I need backup. What is he doing there? So if they would see him, they would see him enter the woods, so he can have deniability, that he can be able to say, you know what, I'm going to look for the children in the woods. And that's what you should have done in the very beginning. If your children are only missing for 20 minutes and these thick woods, they could have gotten maybe 50 yards in 20 minutes. And you know, Janie actually told us that.
Make the statement that they wanted to look for the children, or does she make a fussing like, I don't want to leave until I find my kids?
No. This is Logan.
Oh. Really?
No. So that's what I stated as well. Because when I got there, I said, do you want me to stay with the baby? You can go look. She goes, I'm going to stay with the baby. Okay, so whatever. So I went looking. So that was the next thing, was when she was told that the baby had to leave the residence.
Sorry, that's not the part. Never mind, it's not that important, but I think Logan and Janie both realized how ridiculous the claim would be that the children went into the woods and disappeared on their own. So Logan was asked what Daniel thinks, and she said, "Well, and then she promoted the abduction theory. Daniel never did that, but she probably figured, you know what, Daniel, you need to claim that they must have been abducted because what other possibility would be there? They couldn't have walked that far on their own, you idiot. We have to maintain that nothing happened in the house, so you need to push for that." But you see, it's a different thing for Daniel because he didn't have an easy time going down that road because he was the one who removed Jack and Lily. So lying directly and so blatantly didn't work for him or Malaya. They wanted to indicate the possibility, especially Malaya, but they didn't want to commit to it. It was a different story for Logan. Do I have to listen? Do I have to find it now? I think I do. Logan says he doesn't believe they're in the woods. Duh.
So he really doesn't believe that mom had anything to do with it.
That's something I don't know because, like,
Uh-oh.
you always have your line of doubt, right? Like, you always have your.
Okay, she wants to continue the Durwood bullshit, right? She likes it. Her and Janie both think Durwood is a genius who managed to get the heat off of Daniel.
Theories and your.
You always have your theories. Don't talk about me, Mama. What is yours? What is Daniel's?
So I can't speak on his behalf on that. Like,
Yeah, I understand. I just know that they both used each other as an alibi in the morning in regards to the situation.
Absolutely. And no, I don't believe he believed or believes that Malaya had anything to do with the children missing.
Yeah, you see? Now she brings it back to Daniel. It's a good question. So what the hell are you talking about Malaya and this and that? Because Daniel, your cousin, and Malaya used each other as an alibi. So are you saying Daniel was lying? Now she says Daniel didn't believe, but she changes it. Doesn't believe. He still doesn't believe it. But she first wanted to make it sound like that's a thing of the past, as in, maybe he believes it now, because what else could have happened? I think that Logan is a lot more logical than Daniel is. And she probably took over speaking because she said, "What the hell have you been talking here, you idiot? What the hell? You make yourself laugh. You don't commit to anything. You just blubber away and you make yourself look guiltier than you even are."
A question that I have is, did Malaya have, or do you know, if Malaya had her own cell phone?
Yes.
Okay, that's not. Oh, she answers quick, huh?
She has her own cell.
You know why? Because she wants to make it sound like she wasn't being controlled by Daniel.
Phone. I've called her on it.
Okay, and Daniel has his own cell phone.
Absolutely, but they're a very open couple.
Very open couple, right? What do you mean by that? Let me guess. Daniel controlled her phone. He had access to her phone all the time. Let me see who you're talking to.
Okay, all right. Yeah, no, I was just curious.
I see that. Did you think Malaya met somebody else type deal?
Oh.
Aha. I know that was Daniel's worry. So why is that immediately popping into Logan's mind? Because she is the one who said an open couple. but she didn't like the reaction from the host. Because the host said, okay, all right, yeah, no, I was just curious. So she is worried that the host took it the wrong way and say, oh, really? Oh, okay, never mind. Let's not touch this area. Let's not go deeper there.
I see that. Did you think Malaya meant somebody else type deal?
Oh, no, that's not where I was going with this. No. No, I was actually thinking back to when Daniel had said that he had gone out looking for the children and
Okay, let's go back a little bit. I want to see where. Oh, yeah, this bullshit here. The woman has never shed a tear. Doesn't mean she's guilty, but she knows what happened. Or is she talking about the mother? Doesn't matter right now. 40.
Instead of staying
Okay,
with
she's talking about Cindy Murray. Okay. But again, maybe Cindy Murray. Okay, let's not go there.
her to look for these babies.
that woman has never shed a tear the whole time she was there.
You see, the question is, did Cindy Murray know what happened to the children? Because if you think they're somewhere out there and you have all the police to help you, then there are times to cry and break down, and there are times not to cry because you may have hope. The kids are going to be found any second. Of course, when you know they're no longer with us, then it's time to cry. And now she's talking about her father.
My daddy.
And mind you, I believe Belinda when she said Justin cried real tears. And that's because Justin knew there was nothing left to do. He knew what happened to the children. He was mourning them, actually, and he was probably shocked by what he saw.
Even stated that he goes, I cried.
I cried like.
My father cried and cried and cried.
No. You didn't see him cry. You're telling us that he said he cried, and I don't believe it.
This is a 55-year-old man. And he cried for those children, and that grandmother didn't shed a tear.
Yeah, and there's a big difference, possibly. That the big difference, again, can be that maybe when you are focused on finding two missing children, you still have hope. It's a different situation than already knowing. And this indicates to me that Ron may have known at least what took place. This is a possibility here. But again, she is not saying that he cried, but that he said that he cried. Let's wait a minute.
No, you can't speak on Daniel's behalf, but what does he really truly believe happened to these
Okay.
kids?
That's something that he has stated all along,
that
it's something that has to come from him. He believes they were.
He believes, okay, she knows. She knows enough to get her to stumble here. And she's trying. Okay, he wanted what? What did he want? You're changing it to he believes. Because you don't want to speak about what Daniel knows. So you are fabricating a belief that he doesn't have. And Logan is an open book. She's a fast talker. So is Janie. So whenever both of them change their speed of speech and correct themselves, you know you're hitting a very sensitive area. She doesn't want you to know that she knows that Daniel knows what happened. In my opinion.
I think he believes that they were picked up by now.
Picking up. Again, she has a hard time committing to the fabrication linguistically. So she first goes by picking up. Picking up what? Picking up with the undertow or the waves or the surf in the ocean? What do you know, Logan? What do you know? I believe all of you know a lot, a lot, which is why you are so invested in doing damage control, because you don't want Daniel Martel to go to prison.
Like that they were abducted because there's no sign of them in the woods.
Yeah, you hear that? She doesn't say he thinks they were abducted. Oh, he thinks they were abducted. I think she feels a need to explain it because there's no sign of them in the woods.
He doesn't believe they're in the woods.
Yeah. They talked him out of this garbage very quickly and probably told him, listen, you cannot go along with this. You need to promote the theory they were abducted because there's no other way. Because the third option, not in the woods, not abducted, it happened in the house. So you need to go with the best theory, the best possibility. And police have watched the road. They watched the tape, and you know, they don't believe there was an abduction. And as I said, Daniel took the ATV that night. He went through the back roads and he went up north. And I know that because of the star and where it was found. By the bridge. You go down the pipeline, you turn left towards the northern areas. He doesn't believe they're in the woods. Of course they're not.
Uh-huh. So he really doesn't believe that mom had anything to do with it.
That's something I don't know because
Because she wants people to think Malaya must have had something to do with it. These two theories, abduction and Malaya.
it's like, you always have your
Like you always have. What about you? She cannot linguistically commit to the bullshit she's telling us.
line of doubt, right? Like you always have your theories.
You. We're talking to you, Logan.
And you're saying, so I can't speak on his behalf on that. Like,
Yeah, I understand. I just know that they both used each other as an alibi, and
Very good. Because now she's got to be more careful. Because Malaya used Daniel as an alibi. So what the hell are you talking about? Are you saying they're both in it and lying?
in the morning in regards to the situation.
Absolutely. And no, I don't believe he believed or believes that Malaya had anything to do with
See? Believed. Well, he still believes it. I'm sorry.
the children missing.
A question that I have.
So, he jumped out of the SUV, then proceeded towards the woods. So you were very curious, and curiosity killed the cat. You were facing the driveway. You were watching. And I'm pretty sure RCMP looked at you and they saw you. So what do? You jumped out of the SUV. And you did not want to walk towards the police. You wanted to get out of there. You wanted to eventually go back to looking if you dropped some evidence. Officers yelled at me not to enter the woods. Who the hell is this? Is that... I walked back to the house and was further told not to enter the woods. You're not going anywhere, dude. I was beyond frustrated I wasn't allowed to search. Search for what? And yes, very soon I'm going to spend more time looking at the different locations, such as the East River that's running through New Glasgow. Also, some salt water. 26 minutes by car, by SUV, I don't know, but the back roads, this is where Daniel could have ended up very quickly. You see? See the location? But it's also heavily, I mean, there's a lot of police presence there. But here already, I don't know where he went fishing. I mean, I'm still thinking it's very, very. When he talked about the international sea, maybe he talked about a location where he believes the children will be dragged out into the international sea and be taken out into the vast ocean. I'm going to go more into this next time. For now, I need to end what I started when it comes to this particular one statement. Now, remember Cousin Logan talking about Daniel didn't return until the cops were gone, right? On that, I believe, Saturday, when that blanket was found, right? Am I getting this right? Because it must have been Saturday, because it was after Malaya already left. They didn't want Malaya to leave. Daniel wasn't there, right? Or was he? And getting back to this is Shubi River Wranglers. There are some muddy waters. Now, this location is sort of far, but I want to remind you that we are far from done when it comes to looking for wherever Daniel could have taken the bodies. And any additional statements that may indicate a certain direction he could have gone on Thursday night can be very important. So either we missed something or he was not asked the best questions yet. Again, this is from the website Shubi River Wranglers. And as you can see, this is tidal bore rafting. But no, people, I believe he went up north. He got the ATV from his dad's house, went down the pipeline. The star was found here by the bridge. He went up there. That's the easiest way. Janie picked Daniel up after Malaya left Saturday evening, and they all tried to keep Malaya there. And she had to fill Daniel in on what took place. And I think all of them said, Daniel, you better get the hell out of here. Janie, Logan, they knew what he's like, and they said, man, you don't need to be seen by them. Like everything about you that screams suspicion. So I jumped out of the SUV, then proceeded towards the woods, but officers yelled at me. They yelled at him. They didn't speak with him. He tried to get away so quickly, he raised suspicion immediately. I walked back to the house. He was walking now, and was father told not to enter the woods, so he tried again. Why were you so desperate to do that? They already had the search teams out there to look for the children. That's why he tried so hard to make it sound like he was doing all of this for Jack and Lily. No, the search teams were not help for him. They were the enemy. He had to beat them to it. He had to get to the spot where he knew he could have left some evidence. But he's a chaotic guy. He didn't want to look like he was avoiding them, maybe, and that's why he drove back there. And he didn't want them to start searching and the RCMP driving around and saying, why is there uh, SUV parked by the pipeline or by the woods close to the pipeline? Let's see if somebody's down there. What the hell are you doing there? He didn't want to lead them to the spot where something could have been found. And that's how he actually successfully um, tricked the police. He wanted to go back there, but through the woods, to make it look like he was looking for Jack and Lily in the forest, pretending to think they might be in the forest. Innocently, not knowing anything. Hey, all I know is they walked away, so I'm gonna look through the forest. And he's a persistent dude. He listened. He didn't. He didn't want to listen to them. They yelled at him, but he tried again. Or he annoyed them. I got to go to the woods and for Jack and Lily, for Jack and Lily. Nobody. I have to. Yeah. Right. I was beyond frustrated. I wasn't allowed to search. Well, I already said frustrated. How about replacing that with scared shitless? He was under panic. He was in panic, man. So he, even though this statement gives him away right now, he is so grateful towards this one person, giving him the green light to go back there. Thank you, all of you, for your comments. But again, about the statement, yeah, I use. Well, anyways, guys, I thank you all for watching. And yes, it is my birthday. Those of you who are on my Facebook know, and I will see you very soon.